Playing piano here, and a gifted, accomplished musician, a man of God, a man after God. But he encountered some things that he's going to share with us in a few minutes, and I'm looking forward to hearing his testimony. I've heard little snippets here and there, but had the privilege to sit with him and chat with him. But I think the most animated, the most excited, the most confidence I've seen in Roger in those 4 years about anything he's involved in has to be this ministry that he is heading up right now. And I think that you are the man for the job, and I'm thankful for what you're doing. There's a need here in Elmore County, and I'm thankful for someone who takes that up. And he's on the radio, and he has such a radio voice. I mean, the guy can do radio. Nobody's ever called me to do radio, but Roger could. So let's welcome Brother Roger here. Give him a big hand.
Thank you, everyone. So glad to be here tonight. And we're privileged, before I go up to speak, we're privileged to have with us tonight the co-founder and president of the Alabama Council on Compulsive Gambling. I know that he's not going to be able to go with me every time I go out and speak at a church, but he's here with us tonight. Some of you in years past have known him as Ronald McDonald. Some of you that get up at 6:30 in the morning and tune into WSFA, you know him as the host of the Time of Your Life television program. But I asked him to come in here, give you a welcome, and just tell you a little bit about what we do with the Alabama Council. So let's welcome Mr. Jack Galasini, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Roger. It's good to see each and every one of you. It's very interesting when you start thinking about addictions, and if I say the word addiction, usually something's going to pop into your mind, and most often the thing that will come into your mind is going to be, well, alcohol. Alcohol is an addiction, or you can say drugs. Drugs are addiction. But normally when we say gambling, you don't really think about it from that aspect. But the important thing is this. Probably many of you in this room, hopefully many of you in this room, have never taken an illegal drug or are not addicted to an illegal drug. And probably many of you in this room are not into alcohol and do not have a problem with alcohol. But it's very interesting. From the time you're just a little kid and you and your little brother or sister or one of your friends is playing outside and the two of you are standing there, and I look at my buddy Roger and I say, Roger, we're going to run to the end of the street here. Oh yeah? Yeah. And I bet you I can beat you. Well, I bet. I did a bet. Well, this is exactly what's happening now on a larger scale. People are betting, and people have bet in all of their lives. When we think about gambling, when we think about betting, probably in Alabama right now, the thing that comes to the top of our mind is casino gambling. I mean, right down the street, probably within about 4 miles where we sit here right now, is a great gambling casino. As I drove by to come in here, there were cars pulling in there. And it's Sunday, and probably the parking lot's full, and people are going in there to gamble. Many of them are saying, oh yes, it's entertainment. For a lot of them, it's going to be an addiction. They're going to be kind of caught in that web, and then they don't know how to get out of that web. Well, we knew that that was happening, and about 3 years ago, a young lady named Marianne Martin, she lives in Montgomery, came to visit with me, and she said, Jack, we have problems with compulsive gambling in the state of Alabama. They're being taken care of right now by the state of Florida, because if a person has a problem and they think they have a problem, they can call a number, and that number will direct them to Florida, because that was the closest state that actually had a council to help people with compulsive gambling problems. And when we got the numbers out of Florida, they were kind of surprising. We found out that out of the state of Florida in the year 2009, there were like 5,000 calls with people that are saying, gosh, I've got a problem. Well, think about this. For those 5,000 that called, there's probably another 15,000 that have got the problem that just didn't make the call. They just didn't know what to do about it because in the state of Alabama there was not awareness about the fact that they could be helped. And then in 2010 it got up to about 6,000, and in 2011 that number topped out at about 7,300 people that found themselves with gambling problems to the point that they actually made a phone call to get help. So with all that in mind, we thought it was the time to start what we call the Alabama Council on Compulsive Gambling, where it's called a 501(c), which means we're a nonprofit, and we're an educationally based nonprofit organization, because what we're going to be trying to do is to let people know, first and foremost, that there is a problem with compulsive gambling. Secondly, it can be helped, that help is there. So those are our two primary reasons for being in business, is to put awareness out there about the fact that people can have problems with compulsive gambling and the fact that there is help out there for them. And that's what we're, quote unquote, in business for. It's a nonprofit organization, but still, it's a business. We have to be able to help people when they call, and we're very happy to be able to do that. About 6 months ago, we finally got affiliated with the National Problem Gambling Association out of Washington, D.C., and we're now affiliated with many states throughout the United States as the official affiliate to the national for the state of Alabama. So that's where we sit right now, and we're now getting up and running. Reverend Olsen is actually working in a full-time capacity representing the council, and his job is kind of to get us going, you know, because that's what we've got to do right now, is we've got to let people know that we're alive and well in Alabama and that we're here to help. So we thank each one of you for coming this evening. I've had the opportunity to listen a time or two to some of the seminars that Reverend Olsen has done, and it's going to be very eye-opening, to say the least. So thank you very much, and as your pastor was saying, we're all very blessed. We hope that God will continue to bless each and every one of you in this room.